Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's again the third Thursday of the month, so it's time to get cracking on Christmas. This is a series organized by Jenn Shurkus, and I am joining her this year or whenever I can throughout every month, sharing some Christmas inspiration, hoping to inspire, encourage, and remind each other to already start working on those holiday cards throughout the year. Why would we limit ourselves just to a few months at the end of the year and then be having a lack of Christmas cards like always just because there just isn't enough time? So today again is the third Thursday of the month. So there is a ton of inspiration out there, mostly on Instagram and on blog posts, but you can find it really easily on Instagram by just using the hashtag #GetCrackingOnChristmas, and you will be inspired by so many people. There is also an opportunity to join us and also get cracking on Christmas and have a few cards ready throughout the year. So I hope that I can encourage you to play along and start on those gorgeous Christmas cards that we really need by the end of the year. And so today I have a Slimline card. I'm creating a shaker using Crafty Meraki and Hello Bluebird. Last time I used Hello Bluebird and I made a shaped Christmas card. So today let's make a shaker. It has been a while, so why not? So the images that I'm featuring today are from the Polar Friends stamp set from Hello Bluebird, which I unfortunately don't think that I used it before this card, and so it was really a shame, but I'm making use of it now. This is an adorable stamp from Hello Bluebird that was released I think in 2020. So it is about time that I'm using them. I will be coloring more of them, but I decided to only share these two with you. I am using the same colors all over for the polar bear, for the penguin, for the accessories, for the snow. So I just thought the two would suffice for you guys to see what I'm doing and how I'm coloring them. And I'm coloring on Transotype Perfect Coloring Paper. That can also be handy to know. The ink that I used is the Gina K Designs Amalgam Ink Obsidian. It's the black one. And so here on the snow, for example, I'm using a few of those blues and then I will fade it into the white using my colorless blender. That's a really easy way to still have a lot of white, but having that transition between the lightest marker that you're using and the white of the cardstock. So I had a lot of fun coloring these images, and I'm going to combine this stamp set with the View from My Window Slimline die from Crafty Meraki. That's a great basic slimline die that I truly adore. You get 3 windows in that slimline die, and there are so many possibilities. For today's card, I decided to feature in each of the windows a different scene using other critters from this stamp set. Another thing that I decided was to create a shaker card. You don't need to create a shaker every time you have a window in a certain die that you own, but it's definitely an option that you have. And so I haven't created a shaker in a while, and it's really festive at the same time. So I thought, why not? Why not just make a shaker today? So that's what I'm doing. Really fun. Also, this polar bear, as you can see, I'm not going to color it completely. I'm going to do a bit of a similar thing as for the snowball. I am going to leave a lot of the area from the snow, well, not from the snow, but from the polar bear. I'm going to leave it white, and I will just have sort of a transition between my lightest gray marker into the white area. The thing that I try to do with the markers is just give it a bit of a shadow. It's not the intention for me to just go and have a gray bear in total. Not at all. I really wanted to have that wide look as well. And that's how that all came together. It was really a lot of fun coloring, but I think these two images definitely show you how everything came together without taking all of your time repeating myself. So that's the images. And then here are the other images. So as you can see, same colors. Now here was a die and I cut it out of Midnight cardstock from Concord in 9th. I wanted to have a few sentiments from this gorgeous stamp set, and I wanted to white heat emboss it. So I just used my anti-static powder tool to help me, stamping it out with Versamark clear embossing ink, and then I will use my Ranger embossing powder white super fine detail and just heat set it until everything is melted. Whenever I am heat embossing sentiments or images or anything, I like to use a scrap piece of paper, fold it in half, and this way I can just funnel the leftover embossing powder back into the jar. It's a really simple trick that I use now. I think that I use it every time since I saw it being done by someone, and I cannot recall, but there are a lot of crafters who do it. It's really easy. I'm buffing up the excess anti-static powder, and then I took my hero hues. This one is a white pigment ink. It's called Unicorn, and I just took my blending brush here and I'm going to get a bit of that white on top of my blue cardstock. Why? Just because, first of all, it gives a bit of a dreamy look, but I wanted it to have it in the windows to sort of represent the snow. I will add sequins for the shaker material, so it will not stand out that much, but you will see it in the end result. And I think just having that slight bit of white, I think it helps with the illusion of snow being there in the landscaping, sort of, without having to add a whole bunch of landscaping. And then I took a blending brush without any inks on to just fade out that white a bit more into that blue cardstock. I'm also going to do quite a lot of ink splattering, so I took my Winsor & Newton white gouache, I added it on an acrylic block and just added a bit of water. And once it was splatterable, I just went over this complete thing to really get it all over. And these are going to be my snow falling down. I'm not adding it to the images, you can decide upon that. And I do it very often, but from time to time I just decide to not add anything on them because, well, we don't always need it to be the case. Here with my sentiment, well, it went a bit, there was just a bit too much of that white gouache. Just on my sentiment, I thought I could get rid of it. It didn't work out. So really drastically, I tried to fix it, but it didn't work out. So here I tried to fix it with some water. I just ruined it more, and so I ended up doing this panel again. I didn't redo the 3 windows, but I did redo the framing. Yeah, but exactly the same placing of the sentiment, because I still had it in my Missy, so no worries about that. It was really simple to do over. And then I splattered again the snow on top. I took 1 piece of acetate to add on the back of the windows. I was going to create windows for all of them, so why not? I realized that I was a bit too quick with the acetate because I like to inlay the windows to make sure that they are correctly placed on top of my card base, and therefore it's easy to just put it in that, well, that frame of your window where you want to create a shaker. So I just took it out of the bin to help me get these 3 windows in place. And then I could add a ton of foam tape on the back of this panel. Now I folded double just to make sure that the height was nice for the sequins to be able to move. And once I had it completely on the back, I just trimmed a few smaller pieces to help me reinforce the corners around the windows a bit more. So I did that, and then I just used my anti-static powder to help me on the inside of the foam tape to just take away maybe the stickiness that is on the edges, to be able to have my sequins move all over. The sequins that I'm using today are from, I need to check that. It's the Mother of Pearl sequins mix from Little Things from Lucy's Cards. And I just love them. They are subtle, but they are definitely there. And they are a bit iridescent, which I love. I'm adding the images straight on top of my panel just because I already have the shaker, so I already have a thickness of this card. I didn't want to make it any thicker than needed. And then just using some liquid glue to get everything in place. And as you can see, these 3 lovely scenes, it's so adorable. And you have so many things in one card. I really, really like it. So here, a few thin foam squares. And then on the top as well. I think it's always fun to play a bit with dimension, but as I said, just having already the thickness of the shaker, the thin foam squares are really a maximum for me to add, because otherwise it would just go a bit too thick. I decided to add stickles on the accessories, so every blue scarf is getting a bit of stickles. This one is the Stardust. It's my favorite stickles, I think. And once I got it on there, this card is completely finished. A Slimline shaker Christmas card using Hello Bluebird and Crafty Meraki. So, what do you think? Do you like it? Are you going to get cracking on Christmas? I hope you will. Definitely check out all of the inspiration using that hashtag on Instagram. I hope that this video was interesting and that you liked the end result. Thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time. I truly wish you an incredible day, and I'll be back soon. Bye!